Hi Frennies, what's up? And welcome to another episode of John Jai Review. And for today's video, we would be checking out a review on two mechanical keyboards, namely the Royal Kludge keyboard and then the RAKK Illis keyboard. So, what else are we waiting for? Let's go! For today's video, we would be pointing out 4 points that I will be making for the comparison of the keyboards. One is its aesthetics, second would be its durability, third would be its comfortability, and I guess the fourth one would be my overall preference between the keyboards. Again, this is on my personal perspective. I suggest you do your own research as well. I'll just be giving you inputs just in case these two keyboards have crossed into your mind if you have not bought a keyboard yet. One disclaimer: after giving the points that I had presented a while ago, I'll not be dealing into a full review or full details between the Royal Kludge keyboard and then the RAKK Illis keyboard. Just in case you guys want me to do those kinds of review, please feel free to leave or type that down on the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to like and share as well. And an additional disclaimer: none of my keyboards are sponsored, so RAKK Royal Kludge, you know, baka naman. The first point that we will be making is in terms of aesthetics. The first keyboard that I will be showing you guys is the Royal Kludge keyboard. I hope you guys can see it clearly. So this Royal Kludge keyboard, if you can see, it's not a full keyboard. This is only 71 keys. This is a mechanical keyboard, and in terms of preference, I always pick the red switches rather than the blue, just because I don't like the too much clicky sound. So as you can see, when I plugged in the keyboard, it's only blue lit. It's not full RGB, although you have like an RGB coloring at the side. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. So this is what the Royal Kludge 71 keys looks like. So if you're the type of person who likes to keep it simple, who loves the color black as well, this may be something that has stepped into your mind or considered buying. So this is what it looks like. It's just like a really simple keyboard with blue backlit colors, and it's not full RGB. So you might consider this one. I know there are different designs of the Royal Kludge keyboard. You might want to check them out too. On the other hand, if you can see, this next keyboard that I have, this is the RAKK Illis keyboard, and if you can see, this is bigger than the Royal Kludge keyboard since this is a full 104 keys keyboard, and this is also full mechanical keyboard. So if you see on the design, the outline or the case or the layering, this is white, and then the switches are also white except for a couple of the keys. Although in case you want to make it full white, you want to add other designs to your keyboard, the keycaps can be removable as well. And then at the back, I don't know if you guys can see it, there is a place where you can see like the keycap puller or remover. So it comes with this keyboard as well. So I just turned off the lights. Just wanted to show you that this is a full RGB keyboard, and compared to the Royal Kludge keyboard, which is just blue lit. So you can also change the different colors, the different designs, and then whatever kind of pattern you want your keyboard in. So the RAKK Illis can give you that satisfaction. Now in terms of aesthetics, I would prefer the RAKK Illis. So 1 point for that, especially if you are looking for a classic and good white color combination. So the RAKK Illis really brings out that condition and color. They also made it into a hard key. You can remove this, by the way. This is what the RAKK Illis looks like without the white layer. So if you can see the switches, and then this is the outer plastic that's going to be supporting your keyboard. Okay, one additional fun fact: it's just easy to remove and to place this plastic. Actually just have to overlay it to the keyboard, and since it has magnets in it, so it automatically sticks. So very good wrap. Keycaps can be removable or replaced, so which is also a good thing, just in case you want to customize your own keyboard. But without customizing anything, 1 point for the RAKK Illis, just because it really looks pleasing to the eye, and how they presented the keyboard is really good. So 1 point for RAKK on aesthetics. The second one that we have is in terms of durability. So this is again the layout of the Royal Kludge 71 keys, and then this is layout of the RAKK Illis. My bad, it's not 104 keys, it's only 96 keys. So this is the layout. My perspective in terms of what's more durable, I would say 2 points now for RAKK. Just because they added an extra protection layer, which is this one. If you can hear this plastic. So just in case you're the type of person to accidentally drop your keyboard, it wouldn't immediately break the base set just because it would hit this plastic first. And then just in case you are also moving your keyboard from one place to another, let's say you're using it for work or for other things and you're bringing it outside, so you don't have to worry about hitting the ends of whatever you would hit just because it's fully protected. So in terms of durability, I would give this to the RAKK Illis. Third comparison that I'll be making is comfortability. So I kind of have my biases on this one just because the Royal Kludge is the first keyboard that I've had, and the RAKK Illis is more kind of like the latter portion of when I was playing. I guess I can separate them into two, one for gaming and then one for work purposes or office purposes. So for gaming experience, I would give the point to Royal Kludge. So why did I give the point to Royal Kludge? One, this is my first keyboard that I had that's mechanical, and then I'm not used to, when I'm playing, extending my fingers as far wide, just because when I place my hand over, I can already cover a lot of the keys, and then when I use the usual QWERTY for skills or the WASD, sometimes when I press escape, it's easy to reach using the escape key. And of course, I'm very much comfortable just placing my or positioning my fingers overall just because, you know, it's kind of cute size. So 1 point for the Royal Kludge in terms of like comfortability for gaming. One downside why I didn't choose the RAKK Illis compared to the Royal Kludge when in terms of gaming, since it's 96 keys and then the layout is kind of big, it's sometimes hard to press escape, especially when kinda in a rush or you're like palpitating or you're sweating when the game is already intense. I would also say that there are a lot of times I've pressed Alt Tab accidentally on the RAKK Illis, especially when I'm playing or clutching rounds. Additional because my hands are sweaty. And I guess second review would be in terms of work. So you know my answer to that. In terms of work, office, especially when you're using Excel and you're much more typing into numbers, I would suggest getting the RAKK Illis. Why? Because on the RAKK Illis, it has a numpad, which the Royal Kludge does not have. Although there is like a specification when you can use the number keys, since it's not full mechanical, the up, down, left, right is mixed with the number keys button. You'll learn on that if you buy the RAKK Illis. There's a manual. Yeah, overall, in terms of my comparison, which one is better for gaming, which one is better for working. For gaming, 1 point for Royal Kludge. Then for office, for typing, 1 point for the RAKK Illis. Overall, if you can see, RAKK Illis wins by a landslide for me. That's why I considered buying the RAKK Illis even though I already have the Royal Kludge. The one is because it caught my attention in terms of aesthetics. I like the white color. I like the overall presentation that RAKK gave. That's why I bought it. And then when I was gaming or when I'm pressing the keys, I'm still adjusting compared when I was using like 71 keys because 96 is kind of bigger and then the layout is kind of bigger. But once you get into it, kind of more of the same feeling because both are still red keys, so nothing much different on that. This might be just coming from me. This may be a one-off because when I was using the Royal Kludge, the reason why I bought the RAKK Illis is because some of the keys from the Royal Kludge that I'm using are not working anymore. I guess that's the only thing that kind of disappointed me with the Royal Kludge, that when I was pressing the keys, the control, it's not functioning as it's supposed to. Like when I hit crouch, my character is not crouching, and sometimes the alt as well is not functioning as properly or as it should be. So I'm not sure if the downside is just because I have sweaty hands. It might be one thing that you would consider when buying the Royal Kludge. Although a positive side for the Royal Kludge, just in case you buy, this is also Bluetooth capable or Bluetooth ready. So just in case you're bringing it to work, don't want to add an extra wire or don't want it to be wireless, this is a wireless keyboard as well. I don't know if it has happened to you guys or for those who have Royal Kludge. So that's why I decided to take a switch. So aside from buying another Royal Kludge, I mean, why not try RAKK? Local brand, so support local. And one downside for the RAKK that I've been using for a couple of months now, I've had an error wherein I don't know what happened. My keyboard just kind of restarted when I opened my computer. And then the window key and then the control and the alt keys were all switched all of a sudden. So I had to check the manual if there was anything on it. I had to look for a hard reset if there was anything on it. So I couldn't find anything on the manual, which is, I guess, kind of a pain when using the RAKK Illis. From past reviews on YouTube, there used to be like an easy switch, but I think this newer model doesn't have that switch, or I mean it does have the switch, but you had to add an additional step just so that you can properly factory reset the controls on the RAKK Illis. It could help for those who are planning to buy the RAKK Illis. It's not on the manual itself, but this is how you would hard reset it. So you press the FN button here and then hold the Alt button. So I guess hold it for 3 seconds. So FN Alt, like 1, 2, 3. And then once you do that, you press the FN again and press the pause key at the top. So you should see the blinking. So that would turn your keyboard into factory reset mode. So that's it, Frennies. That's just a quick overview on what the RAKK Illis keyboard is and what the Royal Kludge keyboard is. Again, this is my personal opinion and I may be biased, but just wanted to give you an overview in case you are choosing of buying a Royal Kludge keyboard and if you're choosing to buy a RAKK brand keyboard. That would be it for this review. Again, if you did like this vlog, feel free to comment down below. Feel free to leave a like. You know it's free. Feel free to share. It's also free, so that your friends can see and at least give them an insight. That's it on my end, homies. Till next review.